Welcome, lords and ladies, saints and sinners, to the kickoff of the Demacian division. Our matchup today is Aggressive Enchanters and Mundolicious. We're getting draft set up. Aggressive Enchanters has chosen on the blue side. They will be Volcron Gaming in top, Lightning 13Z in jungle, Stud Nugget in mid, Greedy in ADC, and Autumn Gamer in support. My co-caster today is Hot Honey. I am Team Phoenix.
And I'll be introducing Mundolicious, which looks like it's Stevo's 7600 in the top lane, AJTL33 in the jungle, and Hiaris is going to be mid lane. He's going to sub in for one of the teammates that doesn't seem to be here, which is Cigar Smoker 99. Ula Polina in the 80k, and the sub support is Needs More Cowbell, which is always a great person to have in the Discord that we see sometimes, and also in the chat.
So I think, we're just working on finishing draft. I actually know the coach for Aggressive Enchanters. They are a team with a lot of, let's go with character. They sent in very interesting notes to themselves. Their jungler apparently likes to eat dragons. But I think that, judging based on the player styles, we're probably going to see a standard late game carry, Enchanter support backing them up in bot lane. I think the questions for them is going to be, what do we see on the top side of the map? Because their mid play, Stud Nugget plays both Malzahar, who's a bit more supporty, and then Assassin. And in top you have Aatrox, Ornn, as I'm a Volcron game, more played champion. So the question is, do they want to put more of their focus on bot lane and pick safer, more supporty picks top, or do they just want to see how well top and mid can carry in these matchups? And I'm excited to see how daring they're willing to be in this first game.
It looks pretty exciting. Hopefully, Needs More Cowbell, the sub, will actually play a bit more aggressive support since he loves playing as Alistar, you know, that initiating support. And maybe I casted the game yesterday with Ula Polina, so hopefully he can give me some good moments to beautifully cast this game. And we'll see how this game goes against Mundolicious versus Aggressive Enchanters.
See.
Looks like we're gonna start the draft soon.
Yeah, there was like desync between the casters and the team, so we're just waiting for them to finish up the pro draft and then get on. Here we go. I believe it's.
And now we're starting the tournament draft, so we'll go over their picks. So unfortunately, due to the sub of Need More Cowbell, Mundolicious has to forego one ban due to his ranking.
Xinjiao comes out for Aggressive Enchanters.
As we wait out this ban that they're gonna forego. Or actually, never mind. They're gonna just choose the Braum instead.
Question: I'm not sure if that's a fat finger or if they meant to ban it.
It maybe looks like in the spectator and the pro draft link they did miss 2 bans, so
Yeah,
maybe it's just for that one that they missed at the last minute. But
and since they already know what the other teams are picking, they may just elect to ban.
Just put some fillers in for fun, I guess.
I remember when Urgot was a throwaway ban. I see the Fizz ban. That's one of Stud Nugget's more aggressive, so they don't want to deal with that kind of snowball potential.
And speaking of snowballs, that new bans follows up right after.
All right. So they're picking in just their champions, not in the order that they picked in. The Ornn was actually picked later, judging from the pro draft, but that's one of the safer picks. Ornn's probably the strongest top lane. He's certainly the strongest top lane tank. He's one of the stronger top laners now. Very good matchups. Kled is able to be aggressive, particularly early, but Ornn's one of the tanks that go with real early traction.
If we're going by the spectator draft, it looks like he picked Ornn into Kled. So
yes, that's a pretty solid counter matchup.
It's not bad. I haven't had much experience versus Kled, so how do you feel about that matchup, Ornn versus Kled?
It's not bad. You can use the W to block the yank from the bear trap because you're unstoppable. The issue is that Kled can kind of dance around you, avoid some of your damage, and he has the percentage on W.
Yeah.
Poppy's a really good counter to Kled, but Orange also brings 4,000 free gold to his team. And with something like the Azir, which is a really late game carry, picking Ornn to enable those late game carries by giving them extra AP, extra mana, extra attack speed, depending on what items they choose to build, can be really good. Ornn's really good if your team wants to dip into that game setup. And something like Xayah is going to benefit a ton from the power to the edge.
Yeah, Ornn also brings a bit more to team fights than Poppy does. Poppy can help
Yeah.
remove people, but Ornn keeps them in place just to enough damage to kill them.
So we've got a really strong 2v2 in the bot lane. Xayah, I am not a bot lane main, but I have seen how effective Xayah Rakan can be. But Caitlyn and Karma have so much.
I wish
feel
they
like
picked the Morgana Caitlyn though instead of Caitlyn
true.
Karma. That would have been a
And
really
Mort wasn't banned.
standard matchup against more of a standard matchup against Xayah Rakan.
Looking at the pro draft, it looks like Mundolicious picked Karma in the first rotation. So I'm wondering if they didn't know, if they were afraid of a punish, if they picked Morg early. And since Karma's more of a jack of all trades, she's a bit better perhaps if you don't know what the end force play. Because Autumn Gamer does play both Leona, very hard engaged supports, and the Enchanter.
Looks like he's going to choose to play Rakan, which is also a pretty nice engaged support. But I feel like this duo is going to have a little bit of a hard time under this long-range harass from this duo bot lane.
Oh, definitely. I think that they have a lot of gank assists, particularly once they're 6. Warwick is 6. But before then, they're going to be out.
Yeah.
One thing I do notice about Mundolicious is they have a lot of really good ball delivery. Malphite ult,
they do.
Kled ult, really good ways to get the Orianna Shockwave there.
I mean, they have like 2 Sivir ults essentially. Kled ult with the speed boost, Karma ult shield.
And then Dissonance, I think, is the Orianna speed up, slow down field.
Yeah. They are slow down or speed up. Depending on who's standing on it. But it looks like this team looks pretty good overall.
Yeah. My one concern, I think, for Mundolicious might be if they're not bullying in bot lane, they're lacking in peel. Because Kled and Malphite are both going to be going in all the time. Their hard CC is less effective in peel. Karma's got a delayed route. Orianna ult would basically be the only way to pry Warwick off of Caitlyn if he gets onto her. And so if they can get in there with like an Ornn ult set up to give Warwick a window to get in, then they don't have a lot of ways to stop Warwick and Khan from running down Caitlyn. See, looking at summoners, we have exact even matchup, double barriers in mid. Both these mages want to play safe, that makes sense. Double ignite in bot lane. I remember when bot lane was double exhaust. Pepperidge Farm remembers, man.
Yeah. The exhaust was very fun to choose between exhaust or ignite because both were pretty useful back when exhaust had like armor reduction, magic resist reduction, and all those other beautiful stats that they just removed over time.
Oh yeah. I used to prefer exhaust in bot lane because I'm not a great support. And when I got autofilled, I'm like, I want something that I can use defensively. I expect I'll be behind. And now even Janna's taking Ignite. I'm like, if Janna's taking Ignite, what kind of cutthroat Mad Max world are we living in?
It's rough, man. It's rough nowadays. Ignites is always going to be there.
You try to go for a ward and the support just shanks you for 15 gold.
Exactly. Janna just comes up, throws this little bird at you, and it's like, wow, this does a lot of damage.
Throwback Thursday to my first game of Janna when I maxed Tornado.
Oh man, you did not.
I think I maxed Shield, and then I maxed Tornado second because having never played her before, I was like, she throws tornadoes. Obviously, this is the max.
Yeah. Tornado going first was was way back in the day. So
Alright, so let's see if... Alright, Volcron's a true Ornn main. He's got all the Ornn skins.
just
See.
two.
My boy's getting a skin.
He is. He is. Are you excited for that Elderwood orange skin?
It looks... I'm also very excited for Dark guys.
Yeah.
Let's see. Looking at the runes, I think Aftershock... I think it's pretty solid. I mean, it's very easy for Ornn to proc Aftershock. I like Grasp to a melee like Kled, but Aftershock's very reliable, very easy to proc, and if you're worried about the matchup not having to try to get close to use Grasp, good. I'm a little surprised by the Electrocute on Azir.
Electrocute on the Malphite?
That makes sense. He's probably going full
Or
load.
Electrocute on the Azir?
The Azir.
Oh, it's... I don't know. It's a little weird. Azir is kind of in a weird spot, going Lethal Tempo or Execute, Electrocute, so it's like...
Yeah. I've tried out
Kinda
Conqueror on Azir, and I like that.
Conqueror on Azir is not that bad. Conqueror on anything right now is not that bad, actually.
I think it does make a little sense, given that we know Stud Nugget plays aggressive mid laners. Electrocute is going to give Azir some of that early game potential that he otherwise lacks. So if he wants to be a hyper carry, but still have a little of that bullying on the side, Electrocute will give him that.
Alright, looks like the game's gonna start here.
Oh, I thought Malphite was going to go first item, Dark Seal.
That's gonna be really bad for them.
No, he didn't. He changed it.
Yeah.
That would be it's a bold move. We'll see how it works out. But no, he went with a
move, but I don't think he would live.
yeah, very standard starting item. Corrupting Potion, take the Rejuve beat on Warwick to get your team at faster. Both D-Rings in mid lane, Relic Shield, and then Stealthy bot, so.
Like I said, Malphite's gonna take his sweet old time to walk his solid body down there.
Malphite did take Oracle then first, which I think is interesting, because you don't really associate Malphite with being an early gank champion. So
I feel like if you want to do that, you should still come out, place a ward, then recall, and then get the Oracle, because at least you still get the ward out, and you still
that
have the time for the ward
optimizes.
to come out. Yeah, that's how you mostly optimize that.
Yeah.
That's what you do when you go against Shaco support. You just drop the ward, then go back and get the Oracle.
A long time ago, I do it with a LeBlanc main who'd always just jump the wall into the buff. At level 1, get feared, jump back, and then recall, and burn all of Shaco's boxes.
Yeah, I mean, it slows him down. It does slow him down a bunch.
Oh, yeah. So, both junglers start their blue. I think people are... I don't know if I'd say sleeping on, but Warwick is quite strong right now. He's really good at taking early dragon, and he likes starting blue side. And the fact that
Warwick is pretty ballsy going in right here for this red buff.
Oh,
right away.
So Malphite went blue to Wolves. Did Warwick... Alright, he dropped for... What did he take? Okay, he took QW. He should... Oh no, I don't think... Yeah. Oh no, Malphite's going for the chickens!
Oh no! And Warwick just sees it. Lightning just taking it. Smites it.
Oh, all in a bot... Oh!
Bot lane though. Wow, that was level 2 already with the exchange.
Push for level 2, the Rakan all in.
Rakan all in onto the Karma. It must have been caught out.
We have a gank in top. That...
A little bit of a hard to get Kled when he just dashes away.
That was, I suspect... I guess what Kled did was he took Q... Okay, he's level 3 now, but he probably was holding the level 2 skill point. You usually hold it until you get an all-in and then level W, so that it doesn't go on cooldown early.
Okay.
So he probably had a skill point free to just immediately drop and dash.
That's pretty smart. I should probably do that if I ever decide to play Kled.
He's hilarious.
I just like put in the point no matter what when I usually play those champs. I'm just like, yeah, just put it in here. Nothing's gonna happen, right?
Yeah. The level 2 W is the only W you get to control. So holding on to that skill.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure in mid.
Yeah, Yaris is already a little bit below half health against Stun Nugget over here. With Malphite's gonna come in, he's just gonna do Scuttle, looks on top of the ward, so Azir knows.
And that's going to take him a while because he doesn't have a hard CC available.
He does not.
See.
Azir showing no fear, knowing that he's pretty safe for the time being.
Let me check at 4 minutes. I'm curious if Caitlyn took this. She did not. So there's 2 biscuits on Xayah. Yep, that's a dismount.
Okay.
Good use of the Guardian Shield to deny any harass coming out of the Karma.
Guardian Shield, I feel like, is one of those runes that you don't really notice that much, but it helps a lot. And looks like here, they're jumping on top of the Karma right here. Warwick jumping on everything, knowing that Karma has no flash, but they can't secure it right away. Lupulina just netting out of there, putting himself into a safe position. But that was a great gank by Warwick.
Oh, yeah.
Still couldn't confirm it. It was wasting the flash a little bit, but just not enough damage.
I was a little surprised Karma dropped the Ignite. Like, you weren't going to turn that 2v1 there. And now you don't have the Ignite for later, which might be key in an all-in, or if Malphite wants to come in for a gang.
Greedy does have heal, so that'll be pretty big. And Ignite is almost up for Autumn, so they will most likely win this next trade if they do go for an all-in.
Oh, definitely. Caitlyn's got no pots. Her heal's down. Oh, that's...
But this Malphite is just gonna clear some wards. So nice farm here on the turret for Caitlyn. Orianna's gonna back. Bot lane looks like it's gonna back. And this top lane is just, you know, relaxing.
Yeah, Kled has a lot of threat, but as long as he's not styling on Ornn early, Ornn's got great wave clear. He can farm it out. No problem. Looks like it's probably just a Sunfire Rush, which is plenty good. Lots of health and lots of armor. So.
Looks like they might make a move here on Drag, maybe. Not too sure.
Let's see, what do we look at for levels? Both junglers are level 4. Mid's getting ganked.
Lane. No mana for Stun Nugget though. Ult's in. Flashes out.
Doesn't break the tether.
And the kill goes to Hiaras.
Yeah. He probably shouldn't have had the soldiers queue in. After the recent cooldown nerf to Azir's Q, it's going to be 10 seconds before he can command the soldiers to move again. And so he wouldn't have any escape. Even if he dropped the WE, he wouldn't be able to get out far enough to break the
Lightning looks like he's going to try to steal it right here. It looks like he's so close. Oh, he was so close to getting it. He just wasn't confident enough in his smiting ability.
Just gonna roar his way away.
Oh man, that was almost a good play by Lightning 13. But great team so far on Dragon Control. Cloud Drake goes to red side. Helps out the Malphite Orianna combo.
Malphite and Kled both get a lot of benefit from that because they're very ult dependent. And Kled's ult such a long cooldown, having that up more often is great.
Having the extra 10% really helps a lot.
What do we have coming? Alright, Water Dragon.
So it looks like it's gonna be an Earth Inferno for the last one.
I think
we might see an Earth. I think we might see an Earth.
Yeah, I think if it's an Earth map, that definitely favors aggressive Enchanters because they've got a tank line in the form of Warwick and Ornn, and so they benefit from the extra assist, from the shield to engage. It might help Malphite, but since he's probably building full AP, he's not going to get as much out of the tank.
Yeah.
Now, an Infernal Malphite is going to make 80 go away.
I still feel like I still have a hunch that it's going to be an Earth Drag as the last one.
I feel like I don't know if you noticed, but I feel like for the first week or two of preseason, it was always Clouds. Just Cloud Soul all the time.
I got a bunch of Clouds in my game, so I feel you on that. It's either Cloud or Ocean. Beautiful harass from Stun Nugget in the mid lane, though.
And there's that Electrocute.
Yeah, that's why Electrocute is like always pretty good, I guess, in this matchup. Is that he just gets in there, throws the Q down, get a little bit of hits, then back up.
Let me see. Looking at how much mana he has, he probably took Mana Flow Band, and he's just got it fully stacked. Oh, that's
He does
interesting.
250. 170 damage already on Electrocute on Stun Nugget.
He's maxing W and not Q, which it's a lot of potential DPS because it gives you more soldiers, more attack speed.
This is correct.
But your ability to maneuver in fights is going to be a lot lower. And so that's kind of basically he's basically counting on Ornn and Warwick peeling for him so he can just sit there and right-click the Malphite or the Glad.
Well, that's if they have a team fight before level 13.
That's true, and Azir doesn't want to team early.
Yeah, he just engage here on the Rakan, lands the ultimate, but does not land the W follow-up. They're still gonna show here aggressive ultimate by the Xayah, but does he root? He roots the Caitlyn, and they're still fighting. Ignites goes down, but
He's got no mana, but yeah, she's too far away.
Even if Caitlyn has no mana, Karma being a little scared to come back in with only a quarter health.
No potions. She's probably out of. She's consumed all her biscuits at this point.
Yeah, but now Mundolicious team has the advantage.
Yeah, gold's extremely close, but they've got the drag.
It looks like Malphite is doing Herald over here, just as slow as he could.
Yeah, but he's not really worried about Ornn.
He's taking tons of damage from this Herald.
He's got Smite up, though. He should be fine.
Alright, he is trying his best.
He's a little rock jungler who could.
Here we go. Wonder where he's gonna drop it at. Stun Nugget, always on the offensive here. Even though he pushes in all the time, he's still behind in CS though. Maybe a little too focused on the harass.
Yeah. Azir's early wave clear can be a bit of a...
nice stop from the recall, but here comes Warwick with the ultimate. He's just gonna walk up W first, gets the barrier off right away, and doesn't
Forces the flash.
Hold her down. Forces all summoners on Hiaris.
Oh yes, also the barrier. Azir probably needs to back right now, otherwise he won't be ready for drag.
Drag is up in a minute, which is enough time. They see him recalling right here.
Alright, that's good. Oh,
so that means
he's back.
Free plating here if Malphite can make his way in. Malphite using Herald from the behind though. And he just gonna walk in there?
He should get the money though.
Okay.
Did he get the money?
I don't think.
I'm not sure he did.
Because I don't think you get the money if you're over here on this side.
No, there is a minimum. There is a range you have to be in. I think he was out of it.
I don't think it counts if like the enemy jungler is in the chickens while you're getting the plating.
No.
For your team. I don't think that counts that far.
If you personally damage plating, the range at which you get the gold extends. But I think
but you can't just be there and.
Rift Herald didn't do it.
You have to hit the turret.
Xayah's low, doesn't have heal available.
Xayah's still around.
Warwick's clearing on Warwick, but he's low on mana and he doesn't have Talisman, so he's not going to regen very much. How much mana does he have actually?
It looks like there are a force of play here. Warwick going in with his W, but no mana to Q, so he's just going to take all this free damage, lands on the trap. Azir comes from behind with Rakan.
Shield rolls off.
With his ultimate. A 1-0 Orianna. Caitlyn has to flash out, and they're still going in. Beautiful route by the Xayah to get everyone safely out.
TP in from the Ornn. This could be a really big call to Forge God.
Ornn misses the dash into the wall too early.
Oh, he didn't call the. He needs to call the ult. Oh, he's just. He should be out here. This should be going to.
And that should be a drag Mundolicious.
Yeah. Too many people were too low on resources, not enough mana on Warwick, not enough health on Xayah, that they weren't really able... They tried to force the fight that they weren't in position.
It was... I mean, they tried their best. I felt like Rakan could have done a little better, but can he steal it? Oh! I think if he did it a little bit earlier, thrown it back in there, he probably would have gotten it, but not too sure. See, it is Earth Drag.
Where's my is.
I should do some betting right now.
Cled's
Didn't win my
whacking the
ranked games
tower.
today, but I did win the bet on the drag.
I like the Cled build. I often go Tiamat first, and it's usually your first item. But against a full tank like Ornn, having the cleaver early is key.
I think he can win
He's
this one
probably
right
gonna
here.
lose here. Yeah, he's gonna lose here.
I don't think so. The Warwick might lose right here. Oh.
Yep.
Okay. Right
Warwick
as it
is.
calls back too. Did you like passive noise just
Oh,
came
that
off?
feels so bad, man. When you die during the
Didn't
arena.
Scarl did not come fast enough.
Warwick's kind of a Cled counter because once Cled dismounts, he's always hunted. And so it's very easy for...
Oh, it does count like that?
Yeah, because it's less than half your maximum health, and Scarl's health counts, so...
That's weird. I feel like Cled's interaction with health is always weird.
Cled's also currently bugged with Earth Drag. I don't know if they fixed it, where the bonus health for the shield doesn't count.
Yeah, it goes to the Scarl. It doesn't go at all, does it? Because
No,
it's not actually a person, that's why.
Alright.
And all Cled's bonus health goes to Scarl. And he just ults in.
He...
But Warwick's back here again! Gets a knockup
Good double
from the Ornn.
knockup.
And he's gonna have to flash away.
Does Ornn have ult?
Can
Nope.
he make it? Oh, you can make it.
Yeah, he'll be out.
Azir's spending time to think he might go up there and help him out, but he's probably just gonna hold down the fort on the mid lane.
So Malphite's definitely ahead of I'd say ahead of Warwick in terms of itemization because he's got the runic echoes, which is going to give him that burst when he ults. Warwick's got Tiamat, which helps his clear, but he doesn't have any tankiness yet. Oh,
Nice Yaris trying to kill Stud Nugget, but not enough. Is Malphite gonna come in here and get the kill in? He does have ultimate.
Too many wards.
Too many wards, not enough time.
There's a lot of ward coverage around Dragon, if you look, and not very much on the top side of them. Because Warwick's starting to be bot, now that Dragon's down, he can afford to be top side, I mean. But Malphite's just waiting there.
But not too sure.
This is a soon TM picture if I've ever seen
Warwick
it.
jumps on top of Malphite here.
And he doesn't have any tank.
He jumps right on top of the Xayah, but he goes down with the heal. That was almost a good enough play, but not enough burst from the Malphite to just insta-give Gidi something good.
Oh, the Ornn misses! He's gonna dismount him.
Ooh, the flash!
Hey, the flash clap!
The flash clap from Volcron Gaming. Warwick is putting tons of pressure all over the game, just walking into lane, screaming at him, and walking back away if you can't get too close.
And that's what you gotta do as Warwick. You're a really strong early jungler, good in the mid game, but in late game, you're decently tanky, but you're easy to interrupt out of your ult. You don't take towers well.
Bot lane being aggressive, but no success. Second Herald might go over here to the Enchanters. Ornn's gonna walk over this bush. I think that, yeah, they saw it. They have both bushes covered, actually. So they see Ornn come down, so they might know that they might be doing a Herald.
Questions. I'm not sure how much gold, how to talk about how much gold people have, but I would guess Xayah is probably sitting on enough for her Essence Reaver. So she wants to get that as soon as possible, but they're not letting her.
Greedy pops the ult. Not sure if Autumn Gamer is gonna tank it, just to be safe. I'd feel some type of way if my AD carry did that and I was supporting. That's okay, they're gonna possibly get this turret here bot lane.
Yep, there's the Essence Reaver.
I think the button to see the gold is X by default.
There it is, let's see. Oh, Ornn took Futures Mark, alright. So in terms of total gold, we've got a... basically even now between the 280 carries, because Caitlyn got the gold for the turret. There's 1,000 gold beaten out of the 2 kills on Ori.
And Warwick is still floating 2,000 gold right here, so he didn't even back yet to buy anything.
But he can't afford to because Dragon's up, and that's what's always bad when you got a lot of money, but you can't afford to go.
Yeah, he's always learning how to recall the best amount of times later in the game while you have such high money.
He'll be sitting on either Titanic, which I think is 1975 after Tiamat, or 1250 for Cinderhold plus. Oh no, it'd be like 1600 Cinderhold.
So Calbo might be baiting them into the Malphite over the pink ward and see what happens right here. They know they're there. They just cleared out the whole boss side of the jungle. And
so let's see
if they can pull it. TP coming from the Ornn. Join the fight immediately. Is Clay gonna come here ult down in time? I don't.
He's probably out of range. He's got a level 2
from Rakan, tries to W in, but not enough. Is Malphite just gonna ult down?
This could be a big Ornn ult.
Ornn carries right here. And then Zero pushes Caitlyn into the Warwick ult, and they all go down before Kled can even join the fight. But Kled is gonna try his best to just get another kill. Oh, so very close to getting the Xayah. Xayah lives with just 30 some health. We might die to the drag! So close. Look at this crab in the drag's like, oh no! The Guardian from the Rakan saves him just a little bit with the shield.
I feel like that was the case too. It started a little rough for aggressive enchanters, but the Ornn ult combo was huge. He hits Orianna.
Ornn ult combo was great, and also the teleport advantage was amazing.
He hits the highest threat carry in the Orianna, and he hits Malphite, so that Malphite can't initiate the fight. He then gets the E-knock upon Ori, and she goes down without being able to put her damage out. Malphite ults in to Xayah, but he doesn't do quite enough damage to get her, and then he's expended his burst. And Kled is just a little too late.
Kled is way too far to come down.
The tragic part about Kled ult is once you start it, you can't stop it. So when you ult into a fight that's losing, you're just like, well, guess I'll die.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, a teleport, you can't stop no more. Remember when you could cancel teleport before, now you can't. But they're up here fighting the Ornn. The Q comes back, pulls Ornn back in the fight, and they're gonna use.
Yeah, he
should be this right here.
Yeah.
And that.
Oh, he got the aftershock proc, but.
Voltron, though. But this Herald looks like it's gonna get another turret proc right here.
Azir is very good at taking towers. He's already got the Nashor's Tooth.
And he's gonna. It looks like Shelly's gonna die right
gets
here.
The charge.
But gets
and then they elect not to
on
die.
the second turret. Blue comes just enough time for the Birdman. Azir? No, just kidding. It goes to Warwick.
So let's look at the itemization. We've got Nashor's on Azir, matching the Ludens on Ori, so they both have got their core item. A little bit of a lead, I'd say, for Xayah, since she's probably a little closer to the RFC or the Shiv. The Ornn itemization is good. The Sunfire and Abyssal are the highest value tank upgradable Ornn items. So once he gets that, he's going to be really tanky. Warwick needs to back, though. He's probably sitting on...
Oh, man.
He's got almost 4k gold. He's got to spend that.
Ornn really went futures market, huh? He's at negative gold right now. I didn't know that.
That's not terrible. I'd go sorcery secondary on Ornn, but for someone who's so tied to item breakpoints and getting complete items, being able to go into debt just to finish off your own upgradable item is pretty big.
Yeah, I used to go futures market a lot, and then I read this one post that explained why it's super bad. And I was like, alright, you kind of convinced me.
I've never taken it because I got student loan debt already. I don't need fake debt.
I mean, we all got debt, right? You might as well put it in the game, too.
I come here to get away from real life. Alright, we've got Titanic Hydra on the Warwick.
Beautiful on the Orianna, but no follow-up. Oh, three-man knocker from the Orianna. Nice stopwatch, but Ornn comes back in, following up the CC.
Oh, that's huge.
Beautiful Malphite, unstoppable force, but he did get stopped. And then the follow-up to kill, ooh, the flash right there.
Nice flash.
And Azir wasn't even in there at all. Kled coming late again, but it was a 4v4 with the start of a nice EQ from the Ornn.
That should be a kill on the
Orianna again!
Yep.
Knock up, there it is.
And those two fights, I think, showed one of the hidden synergies that Ornn has that people don't notice, which is your teammates can proc the brittle damage.
Yeah.
with their own hard CC. And so when you've got a team that's so stacked with hard CC, like the Warwick Fear probably did 400 damage when he got the double Fear into the Brittle proc. The Rakan knockup into the Brittle proc, if he hits people with the start of the ult, his team can guarantee a lot. Oh, they were so close to having a perfect death bush. I think Malphite was about to walk into it, but everyone runs out of patience sometime.
I didn't even say that long. I'm gonna
Trying to
jump
fight
right
the
onto
Kled
Steve-O
here.
again. And
His
looks like they're
fear.
gonna do it. Pushes him back into the team.
There we go, yeah.
Poor Steve-O being bullied up here. He just wants to farm his lane, but he's just gonna
Ornn does a Valorous fist bump with the Azir soldiers for the knockup. That's a cool interaction.
Does he? I didn't see that.
Yeah, he was able to charge into the Azir wall to get the knockup. It's not like a special act.
Oh, okay. I thought he actually does it.
It'd be awesome if
But
it was.
it does count as a wall.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Or could possibly do that with Anivia wall.
I don't know if he can break Azir wall, because he breaks player-created terrain, but I don't know about Azir wall. He'll break Jarvan ult, Yorick circle. He'll break
Anivia wall?
He does break Anivia wall. Trundle pillar.
Trundle pillar, really?
Yep. Destroys it if he charges.
Does the slow still there or not?
No, it goes away.
It goes away because it's from the pillar. Okay.
Yeah, the only one that isn't completely destroyed is Talia wall, where he breaks a section of it, but not the whole thing.
Oh, okay. That'd be really interesting if he just broke the whole part. Just like it just crumbles down, and they're gonna secure their second Earth Drake.
Yeah, I think Mundolicious recognizes they need to.
It's so good for them though. The extra armor and magic resistance for Ornn, Warwick.
Oh, that's
time to go in.
Ornn has 274 armor. He's at 73% reduced physical damage and 68% reduced
magic resist. So it's like he's a tank.
Yeah, and there's not the only pen they have is flat pen on Malphite, who's not a threat to them. And the cleaver.
Gonna start the fight here, but disabled. Ornn's gonna two-man knockup from Ornn, almost killing the Azir.
He doesn't get the second half of the Ornn off.
Goes down from Orianna.
Kled remounts.
Comes back with the Scar, comes in. And it looks like they're gonna try to push this bot lane out, but they're definitely gonna get this turret. That was a beautiful engage from the Kled to just immediately start that fight.
And recognizing that the bot lane isn't there, that they're in the bot jungle.
And they might kill the Ornn here so close, but the Caitlyn gonna land it.
Hey!
Finishes it with the Hitman Sniper from Ula Polina. I think that's like the second Caitlyn ult of this game. And I always gotta go back for that trap attack. And it looks like they're gonna secure this Baron here.
Going for the Baron. Kled probably can tank it, but he's not really an amazing tank, and Malphite's too squishy, so if aggressive Enchanters can get in there fast enough, they're not going to have a lot. They're going to have to peel off Baron clear, take a lot of damage.
Warwick does not have ult, so he can't really get in there unless he just walks in there. But he's gonna take.
Can he flash over? Oh, he can flash over the wall.
Oh, so close.
Oh,
400 health left. Nice Orianna ult on two people.
How much are they gonna lose in the process?
Can they
though?
get out? They can get out. Everyone's out. The
Warwick falls over the wall.
But they're probably gonna kill him right here with just the two of them. Oh, the Malphite ult comes in, stops him. But Ornn follows up with his ult. Can he land? He misses.
Probably could have sniped Ori, but he didn't know where she was.
Yeah,
so Mundolicious get Baron, but they lose 2 in the process. Caitlyn's got it, and that's the one they care about.
Caitlyn, Orianna, and Malphite both still have Baron.
Yeah.
And it's gonna make them hard to push into these Baron minions right here.
Looking at their itemization, though, I'm seeing a problem I saw before the Kled engage, which is they don't really have a way to kill Ornn outside of killing everyone else and like just stomping on him. You've got 2 Morellos. Caitlyn's building full crit, so she doesn't have Last Whisper.
Yeah.
They don't have the kind of big pen items now to kill Ornn.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, Orianna should just stop trying to build Morello. Missed his Dissonance Shockwave ult right here. Karma comes up trying to focus the Xayah and walk past.
Greedy.
Kled, Jones goes in right onto the Kled instead. It looks like Ornn's gonna go down right here. Stopwatch. onto the Zero, but he's gonna be able to get out with the Vesco, but he throws himself back and
no!
get away! Caitlyn has ult, she's gonna give it to her. And Cleg's still chasing the Rakan as he ults to just walk away, or really sprint away.
That was a sniper cat moment where there's just the saddest ear in the crosshairs, like, all right.
I don't think he meant to do it. I think he meant to click on the blast cone, click a little bit forward from it, walked ahead of it, then he's like, I made a mistake. So that was a messy team fight.
Yeah.
A little messy team fight. Kled didn't even react carefully enough when he ulted into the Azir. He just kept running for the Ornn after that. And it's their turn to take the buffs.
Oh,
Sonya's
style hourglass out of Malphite.
just using the stopwatch before he goes back and buys Lasonia's.
I think he meant to drop the control ward and hit the wrong active key. That's why I can't play Morgana support, because when Sightstone was a separate item, I used to have it on 2, but I put Zhonya's on 2, so just randomly Zhonya's when I walked up to a bush.
It's tough. It's tough. Your fingers just press those buttons automatically.
I know. Like, there's so many keys on my keyboard, how can I ever hit the right one?
And you always like to hit 2s. You're like, anything on 2 you press, you move an item off 2 that you usually press with a replacement item, and you're like, why is my 2 not working? And then you're in the fight, and you're like, oh. After you die, you realize it's on a different slot.
So Ornn just dropped his first upgrade, which was the Redemption upgrade for Rakan. It's the least valuable thing he could have upgraded, but it's also the only accessible upgrade.
Yeah, he could probably upgrade right now, because...
And anything is better than no upgrade. Any upgrade is better than none, yeah. Zir doesn't have these on.
Stacking on Mundolicious here, though. Are they just gonna brute force it? Oh, beautiful! Half healthing the Zir.
They're zoned out. They're gonna need to get in there pretty fast.
Ultimate from the Karma, ultimate from the Kled. Are they gonna secure this drag? No, it looks like Warwick secures it. But it looks like Mundolicious secures the fight instead.
Oh, so many shields on the Orianna.
Beautiful Karma play. Nice bear trap onto the Ornn. Pulls him back in just to finish him off. Ultimate's not gonna kill enough. Pulls him again. No.
Flashes.
And they're gonna let him flash
Malphite's
away. Malphite wants it though. Malphite wants it. Is he gonna turn on the Malphite? He's gonna
Blue
flash
Smite?
instead.
The Blue Smite?
Oh! Uses E instead to get away.
Ah!
I felt like he could have turned that. He could have definitely turned that.
Maybe. See what I got.
Could have knocked him up from the turret, the dead turret, and then boom bam. Slapped him. But nice try. Malphite going in for the kill because he can't really push that fast.
They're gonna get the inhib. These teams are they both had really explosive, dominant team fights, and it's really just a question. Oh, no one saw that net, Kate. It's really just a question of like who wins the right team fight when there's an flop. But Warwick did secure drag, and so
yeah, Warwick was too focused on securing the drag, so he wasn't in those fights. So they did have free reign to just walk around.
They can threaten Soul though when it comes next up. So Mundolicious are gonna have to contest that drag.
Soul's gonna be really big if Enchanters can get this, because that means they can survive a lot longer.
Oh yeah. Warwick and Ornn will both get massive benefits from.
Yeah, just so much shielding. But Karma herself already provides a lot of shields for their team, along with Orianna.
There's the Infinity Edge upgrade for Xayah. That's probably the highest value one that this team's gonna get. I think I'd like to see Warwick build Iceborne. It's got pretty good synergy with Warwick. It gives him chase potential, it gives him CDR, and Ornn can upgrade it. And Warwick isn't likely to build Abyssal, and he can't build Sunfire because he's already got Cinder, so...
There's a big gold disparity, though, on Ornn and Kled right now. Kled is up 2,000 gold on the Ornn. So he is practically almost one item ahead of the Ornn.
Yeah, and he's about to have the Sterox, which is pretty... Ornn's building what I'm guessing is Warmogs. I don't normally build on Ornn because he doesn't benefit as much from health. Posturing around Baron.
My favorite item, tanky item, will always be Frozen Mallet. And I always try to make Frozen Mallet work, even though how bad it is.
But I think in this case, Warmogs is a solid item just because there's a lot of poke on Mundolicious's team and being able to heal it up.
So they're gonna do a
That's the
little bit
top
of
lane
dance
play.
here.
You just walk at 4 people and you're like, alright, they're all here. That's the top lane spirit.
Warwick's gonna walk in real quick. Is this gonna be the beautiful Ornal? Only gets the karma, secures the karma. Beautiful Oriana! No, it's 4 people! But
Malphite never gets his ult off.
That's not enough damage to secure it. Oh, Black! Oh no! Oh, what a good play! Is Oriana live right here? These fights are crazy. I can't believe he honest was like, let me blast Orn out of the way real quick. And then Orn flips him into the Baron's pit. And he's like, what happened? That's like, and he gets away.
No one there.
Oh my god.
What's unfortunate is Mundolicious wins the fight. Like, they get really good combos. Malphite doesn't get his ult off.
Oh man.
But they don't get anything off it.
If Malphite got that ult off right as Oriana,
that'd probably kill all the squishy right there.
Oh man.
Kate's at 75% crit. She's got Last Whisper, and she's got a stopwatch. So I'm guessing go Hourglass, final item instead of full crit. Zaya's got full crit.
I love playing full crit. It's very fun. Not enough spots for items though. Playing full crit has its disadvantages.
It's great if you're up against squishies. They don't have a full tank, so I think she can probably get away with it, and then either go maybe Bloodthirster or Guardian Angel.
Probably Guardian's Angel with the Phantom Dancer.
Oh, he's walking outside. Azir's walking around that bush, but he doesn't know the control ward's in it.
And they see him, so they might just ward themselves up right here. 2 pink wards in the little river bush here.
Ain't nobody gonna see in that bush.
Oh, beautiful Malphite on the side here. Ornal gets 3. Warwick just jumping on top of the Caitlyn, but he is gonna get locked down. And
yeah, he's got nowhere to go.
Earth Drag is up. Is Azir just gonna go and do it himself though? As they chase down the rest of their team, it's kind of flash Q to get the slow. Is that enough? It looks like it's gonna be enough. Bear Trap on the Ornn. The flash away again. It sounds like the flash is always up, but it's always down every 5 minutes.
Ornn's just being chain thrown. He doesn't fuck with that.
And it looks like he's gonna live through the redemption right here and live through it. Yes. Well,
they do get the soul.
Secures the soul. Does
Azir back in time
right there automatically?
Yes, it applies immediately.
But it looks like they might lose the game here. Ultimate on just a single orange stopwatch from Malphite. Beautiful ultimate on the Azir to confirm the kill right there as they push him forward.
Zaya's up.
Zaya's still up. Scarlet is gonna.
The inhibitor respawns!
And here comes back up, just saves the day!
Zaya's trying to.
Scarlet's just coming back with those, runs away again! But Warwick can't do anything about this. He's just gonna be tickled down from the Caitlyn, trapped down, ultimate, not gonna secure it, but they do secure the game.
Game 1 to Mundolicious.
What a gritty fight. The here comes back up. Oh my god.
That was a crazy game. Great team fighting from both teams. They both had really good burst combos with CC attached. And it was basically down to which team gets it off first. And I think in the late game, when you have to start walking towards unwarded objectives, that favored Mundolicious. Because the Ori Malphite burst is going to come out faster and with less warning versus, say, an Ornal where you get the big horn. And so they could sit in an unwarded bush in that final fight, and the instant Zaya stepped out of the bush, boom.
I felt like Enchanters were really good early game, but as the game progressed, they weren't grouped up as much as Mundolicious.
Yeah.
You see how the difference between Azir and Oriana's damage is like 10,000.
And also,
wasn't barely fighting at all in these team fights.
They were also really, like, the team of Mundolicious was great at chase down. Like, you've got the movement speed steal from Malphite, you've got Kled dashes from Yanks, you've got speed boost from the Oriana and the Karma, you've got the slows, you've got the roots. But what happened to aggressive enchanters is that, like, one person would die, and then Warwick and Ornn are in the middle of the team, and they're trying to disengage, and they're just getting chased down. Lot of damage out of the Ornn, though, and that's basically why people pick Ornn, because he's up against a high threat diving bruiser in the form of Kled, and he out damage.
It's just, man, the damage from Warren was like half their team. My God, 30,000.
We're going to take a brief intermission, be back for round 2 of Mundolicious and Aggressive Enchanters. The teams will switch sides, so this will put first pick onto Mundolicious this time. They use the Oriana for the counter pick, so I'm interested to see what role Aggressive Enchanters wants to counter for and who they choose. And with that, we'll take a break. Welcome back, Scallywags, Ne'er-do-wells, and General No Good. This is round 2 of Mundolicious versus Aggressive Enchanters, the first match of the cross-team division. Mundolicious won game 1. We had a lot of explosive team fighting, but in the clutch team fights towards the end of the game, they were able to get their burst off, ending with a great surprise Malphite Orianna Wombo on Aggressive Enchanters ADC. We're about to start picks and bans. The two teams have switched sides. So Aggressive Enchanters will be red side this time, and Mundolicious will be blue. On Mundolicious, for those who may not have been here for the first time, we have Volcron Gaming. He played Orin last round. Lightning 13Z was on Warwick. Stud Nugget was on Azir. Greedy was on Zaya, and Autumn Gamer was on Rakan.
Oh man, if only I had that back up. In the previous game, Enchanters had Orin in the top lane from Volcron Gaming, Lightning on Warwick, Greedy on Azir. No, Greedy on Zaya. Sorry, it's a little messed up in this stats. Stud Nugget on Azir, and Autumn Gamer with the Rakan. And they played pretty well, had a nice early game. Had a little rough time in the transition from mid to late game as they weren't grouped up as much as Mundolicious, but Mundolicious really pulled it through, coming back from a little bit of a deficit and pushing through the barricade of the Azir wall and of. And looks like we're starting the pro draft here, the second game. Mundolicious blue side going to the first ban. Let's see what they pick. They still stick with the Nunu from last game.
And I believe Mundolicious is still using their sub. Hyaris is their support, but is filling in for their mid. And they have a sub support, so they will lose one ban for this round. They lost one ban last round as well. I think these are the same ban. Yes, they both banned Alistar and Nunu. If it's a repeat of last time, Mundolicious is going to ban the Fizz. Thinking about it? Alright, that's their pass. Xin Zhao, that was what Aggressive Enchanters banned last time.
So it seems like the same bans in the beginning. Alistar banned for the respectful cowbell. Zaya banned instead. So they might go for the Malphite jungle maybe another time. But Malphite banned on the other side instead.
I think both teams identified a problem. Malphite's burst is very hard for Squishy to avoid, but this time, Mundolicious is going to get Leone. It was banned away last time, so choosing to ban the Malphite opens that up, and Malzahar for Aggressive Enchanters. This is a more aggressive support out of Mundolicious. They went Karma last time, very much poke-oriented, and actually was died very early on in lane. But Leona Misfortune, that's very... This is a, we're going to kill you at 6 lane. With the Amumu, they're rolling back a Wombo combo. They're like, hey, we won the game through team fighting last time. Win the game through team fighting this.
Looks like they are going to stick with team fighting with Amumu Misfortune Leona. Orin comfortable pick for Volcron, so they're going to keep him on the Orin. He did really well. He did the most damage last game.
Yeah, by far. I think that was very solid. And the Warwick.
And the Warwick coming down with another comfortable pick. So they still want those 3 picks.
The only change is the Malzahar instead of Azir. Which I feel like might be good, because in team fights, Malzahar is just... He's really hard to mess up compared to Azir. Like Azir, you can miss position, you can wall badly, you can put soldiers in the wrong direction. Malzahar is... You are a priority target.
With Malzahar, you only have to worry about one person, so it's just you. With Azir, you have to worry about where your soldiers are, where you are, how you can move the soldiers to where you gotta be, and it's just a mess. But Malzahar is a lot more simpler, a lot easier to play in lane, a lot easier to play in fights, and hopefully we'll see more Stud Nugget in team fights this time.
Aggressive Enchanters were trying to ban Cho'Gath there, but it didn't go through. That may have been communicated to Mundolicious that they were trying to ban it. That was one of their bans last game. Mundolicious looks like they're building what I've seen casters call a circle comp, You get a bunch of ultimates that are just big AoE circles, and you just put them on top.
Now another
pass.
ban.
They did pass a ban in the second round too last time, so I'm not sure if that's related to them having a sub or if they just don't have a ban. All right, the Orianna ban, that makes sense. They haven't picked their mid on Mundolicious. It was very strong for Mundolicious last game. Plays into the Wombo. Question is, what does aggressive Enchanters go for ADC here? Your ADC plays Misfortune, which has been taken, Caitlyn, which is banned. Jinx is apparently their other main ADC, but Jinx is really vulnerable to that Leona Misfortune. I actually like that play out of Mundolicious in the draft. They take one of aggressive Enchanters ADC picks, they go with the Jinx, and then ban out two of the others, forcing the aggressive Enchanters into a matchup that's going to be a lot riskier. The Veigar.
Veigar into Malzahar? I don't like playing against Malzahar at all, so...
Can he... I don't know the interaction between Malzahar's passive and Cage. Can he walk through it?
He can walk through it while Cage is up, yes.
Okay.
Blocks it, but it acts like a Banshee's Veil, essentially.
Alright, so he does get the one walkthrough. This should be their top laner. Shen. So that was banned last time. But this time it gets through.
So I guess they're more comfortable with the Shen instead of the Kled, because Kled is still open. Unless that's the misban from Enchanters. Is this a Poppy support or Orange support?
Aggressive Enchanters does play Poppy support. Autumn Gamer plays Poppy.
Poppy support does work against Leona. So.
It's really good into Leona. It's really good into a
Mumu.
Yeah, I like that.
Go.
Without Flash, Mundolicious or Leona, Mundolicious engage is all dash. And so if Poppy positions well, she's really going to shut that down. The only thing is, I think Shen is pretty favorite. In my experience, Shen's a pretty effective pick into Ornn because Shen's got a lot of percent damage, which makes him good against tanks. And Ornn can't get the clap against Shen while the Shen shield is up.
Can't do anything on your Spirit's Refuge over here.
Yeah.
The Spirits is what protects Shen from getting the clap, apparently.
I think that's been their throwaway ban. Just because I don't know if Tournament Draft allows you to not ban someone.
It also helps scan through the ban process a little bit faster.
Yeah.
But if they really want to, they could take that time to discuss more of the strategy. But Jinx Poppy into Misfortune Leona. I have not seen this matchup that often, but it's very rare.
Yeah.
Wait, the Janna pick?
Oh, there may have been a miscommunication. Maybe they accidentally picked something they didn't do.
I think they meant to ban it, but instead they picked it on accident.
Did they ban?
You might have to redo the lobby.
Okay, they're gonna remake.
It's a remake, yep. It's a remake. Let's get this quick remake.
Alright, so what does the accidental lock-in of Janna teach us about the team?
Yeah,
they're thinking about wind. They're thinking about running. Perhaps this is a cloud trick. Subtle message from Riot, giving us clues.
I am loving this setup right now. Oh my goodness! Looks like we're ready to start up again.
All right, let's rock and roll.
Everyone's ready. Can we get this lobby going? Can't see the chat due to my bug. So, Orion to Shen. A little bit favor to Shen. Malzahar into Veigar. I'm not a favor of any matchup because I hate playing Malzahar. I play hanging against Malzahar. I just
There's
really hate Malzahar. Warwick versus Amumu. I feel like Lightning's still gonna be really aggressive in his jungle. He might just come over to the Amumu side again, like he did last game versus when
I wouldn't be surprised because Mumu's gonna
he
have
played
to start
Malphite.
blue for mana. He could easily start his blue and go to a Mumu's red. One thing I have noticed also is that both teams are gonna have trouble engaging because the Ornn dashes, the Poppy dashes, those won't get through the Veigar cage. Warwick can ult through the cage, but he might be stunned on the other side after he does. So
See that interaction when it pops up. So yeah, that will happen. He won't go through, but he'll just get stunned on the line.
So I think this is going to come down to both teams have ways to deny engage. Who can flip their engage past the enemy's defenses or bait it out? Like you bait out the Poppy W, bait out the cage, then you go in. It might require throwing someone as a sacrificial lamb, like send Warwick in and be like, all right, Warwick, you're going to die. We'll get the Veigar cage cooldown. That's what matters.
Looks like both mid laners are going to go teleport, so it looks like it'll be 2 teleports on both teams.
That makes sense. They're both farm-oriented mid laners. Malzahar in particular is good at making plays around the map. But they do have
Malzahar
Shendik.
even farm if he just throws aids on them to kill him. There goes the Janna ban that was mistakenly peeking. And the Orianna. So Jinx versus MF. Poppy's W is her presence has a really long cooldown. I think it's like what 20 seconds at level 1?
24 at level 1.
24 at level 1. So Leona could do 2 Zenith Blades in that meantime, so she could just probably bait it out the first time.
Yeah, definitely.
And then definitely go forward back in, because that Autumn Gamer is going to have to really decide when to use presence and what moments is going to count the most in those 20 seconds, especially.
Though that said, Poppy is going to max W last in top lane or in jungle, but in support you may have a little more freedom because you might not need to max the Q early.
Autumn Gamer is going to go for exhaust instead.
I think that makes sense because with Jinx being out damaged by Misfortune early, Leona having very strong early presence, and Poppy being more defensive, they're looking to survive the lane and outscale Misfortune and not try to fight. And I think exhaust, you're going to give up kill pressure, but you may not have any playing.
And it also helps Poppy lock him down. So when they do flash away, she can still position herself and just gets that. Gets her heroic charge into the wall.
And Misfortune has no escape from Poppy outside of her flash.
Besides her little strut that she does, but if you get hit by it, you lose that strut.
Yeah, the W, I believe, makes it so you can't. Remember when Misfortune W gave her grievous wounds on autos?
Oh, that was the bomb.
Impure shot. There's so many abilities that used to give grievous wounds that don't anymore. I think Varus W and Cat ult still do, but there were a couple others that gave grievous wounds away. Oh, didn't Fizz Dot used to apply grievous wounds?
I think it was his passive, I think, or was it one of his
I think it was one of his abilities.
It was his like so, but now he doesn't do that no more.
No. Fizz, I think most of the assassin reworks have been reverted. I think Cat is one of the only ones who wasn't. LeBlanc was reworked, was reverted. Rengar's been largely reverted.
They remove a lot of stuff out of this game. It makes me a little sad, but
Azir, I think I counted once, has something like 6 or 7 mechanics removed from his kit. He used to get attack speed based on how much cooldown reduction he had. He used to be able to drop soldiers on towers to deal damage to them. His ult used to stop dashes. His E used to apply a knock-up. And it used to scale off bonus health,
I remember that.
not AP.
The knockup was so good though on the E.
I know.
And they took it out. It took so much. They gutted Azir so hard. To this day, my favorite AD carry is still Kalista. So I feel so much pain just watching Kalista in her current state.
I don't know about that. I was playing jungle. I was maining jungle when Kalista was really dominant. And man, I don't miss her. Like, she was so hard to
I love Kalista.
Like, I was pretty good at stealing objectives at the time. Because, like, people just used to be not as good at securing dragon and stuff. And, like, I was pretty good at, like, you know, Vi queuing over the wall or Monty jumping over the wall, stealing an objective, flashing out. And with Kalista, I learned if the enemy team starts it, just give it up. You'll never outsmite her.
I love Kalista so much. I started to make another account just to be a Kalista only player on that account, but I never continued that account because after level 9, I was like, man, I can't bother leveling this account anymore. I was like, that was like years ago when Kalista first came out, and I was like, I don't even remember what account that was anymore. Man, if a champion makes me make an account just for her, man, that has a little special place in my heart. Her and Quinn.
I loved old Quinn. Oh, I miss old
Quinn a little. I love playing as Valor. You just go in.
Yeah. My first pentakill was Quinn.
I wonder what they're gonna change Quinn. I hope they continue maybe reworking her a little bit more. Her current state's fine, but I wish she was just more.
Yeah, I liked what she was, which was she was good against auto attack ADCs, bad against ability ADCs, and she was a lane bully with a great level 6 all in who then fell off later. And I was like, it's a good power curve, it's fine. Alright, let's see. Looking at the keystones, we have basically a run back for aggressive enchanters, except Jinx is on fleet footwork instead of press the attack, which makes sense. Aftershock on both tanks. Got Grasp on Shen instead. And we have Glacial on the Veigar. So Hyaris may be going the Glacial utility build. But Veigar still kills you anyway. So. The idea that Glacial is a lower damage utility build, Veigar puts the light on that concept. Alright, looking at items, standard stuff across the board. Poppy did go Relic Shield, which I think is interesting. Because she's only got 1 AP scaling. I feel like I would have gone with the Steel Shoulder Guard, the AD item. But you're not playing Poppy support for damage, so in the long run it may. Doran Shield out of Shen. Makes sense. Doesn't really mana.
Give me a few seconds here as I get.
Both teams just fan out into the 5-point. Amumu did not consider Dark Seal, as AJTL did last game on Malphite, but he didn't go for it. He didn't accept the Ultimate Bravery mode. He does start Oracle left again, though. And I like this more than on Malphite. I feel like on Malphite, he only really cleared out 1 or 2 wards with it. But Amumu's got the gang presence early that he can really use that effectively. Also point out that Needs More Cowbell is rocking the new Mecha Kingdoms Leona.
Great skin. I love the skin line. I don't like the Garen, but I love the skin line.
I'm just not sure why Dragon was included.
I'm not too sure either, but I'm not against it.
I really like the set one, considering getting that one. Leona one's good.
The Jax one's pretty good.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure it's good.
It's pretty good. I like how it looks. It's pretty beautiful. So a little bit of harass, just stepping on these shields. Letting these shields go.
What did Poppy
Fortune
take at
really
level
trying to
1?
position herself.
Poppy took Q at level 1. Poppy should probably take W at level 2. Because they're clearly... Misfortune and Leon are pushing for level 2.
Oh, Shen lands a taunt onto Vulcan Gaming, but just a little bit of harass here.
That's just what's going to happen. Shen's going to taunt you, he's going to slap you for some percent damage, you walk away. What did Poppy take? Did he take... Poppy took W at level 2. I like that.
It looks like Leona's applying so much pressure here with just her level 2 EQ. The Zenith Blade and Daybreak Shield is so beautiful, and does get the knockup, gets the Brutal Clap, but still loses out on the trade. Especially if Shen goes grass, it just heals it back up. Looks like Warwick's gonna come in
are building
here in the bot lane. Flash
good
W,
flash, misses
it.
the E.
Oh, beautiful both. Exhaust on the Leona to slow her down. Looks like they will get.
Oh, not quite. Oh, they get it.
And they got it so beautifully.
Warwick goes down after Misfortune dies, crucially, and Jinx gets the kill. I think that's definitely
Cowbell gets the kill.
Very much in favor of aggressive Enchanters there. Their jungler does die and give double buffs, but the kill goes to the support, the ADC misses out on farm, and your Jinx, who was already behind... Oh, we have a disconnect? We have a double
two
disconnect.
disconnects?
They haven't initiated a pause yet.
Pause? Do they know that the pause is in the game? There it is.
There's the pause, okay.
Help!
Alright.
So we're gonna just wait to see if the two disconnects come back.
Alright, so while we're paused, Misfortune's coming back with double longsword. Jinx hasn't backed yet. Let's see how much gold. She has 969. So she could back for probably pick. I feel like would be your best bet. I'm not sure staying to try to get BF. Because you don't have flash. You've got your heal. Well, all the sums are down on Misfortune and Leo's side. So I feel like she might be able, if she wants to risk it, Jinx can probably save BFs.
There is still a flash on Autumn Gamer, so she could start a fight herself if she really wants to.
So you're looking at mid, both mid laners are very low on mana. Neither has enough, anywhere near enough for their lost chapter. But I feel like both are probably going to look to back in the near future.
One reconnect.
Yep,
Waiting for the other.
Back.
I wonder if they're right next to each other. Maybe someone kicked the router. Maybe they're playing from the same house.
Yeah, on a power grid or something. Ornn built in Ruby Crystal. So, see, I never know what to build against Shen because if he goes Tiamat first, his damage is split down the middle between physical and magical, and so you got no good options there as a tank. Let's check the real measure of who's winning. Support gold. 110 on the Poppy. 89 on the Leona. That 21 gold lead. I feel like that's what's going to propel this Jinx bot lane. That one melee minion. Gonna be...
Looks like AJ's still disconnected, so we're still waiting for him to reconnect back here. As much as playing controller mid laners with Glacial, I'm still not a big fan of playing with Glacial.
Alright. Ornn says they're all ready. Vega was asking about ready check, so maybe I think the Amumu might have reconnected.
I don't think I saw it, so maybe he did come back. This little beautiful pause.
I'm trying to remember what the farthest I've ever gotten into a pause is. I think about 10. I don't remember why, but I feel like I saw it tick under 20. All right, we're unpausing.
Right
Here we go. Let me sure. All right, I think I'm all caught up.
I'm pretty sure I'm caught up as well.
I'm at 407. All right. Mumu's in top river. Mumu doesn't appear to have backed yet. Warwick has, but he didn't get full Tiamat on back, which is kind of a bummer. You really want to try to get the Tiamat if you can. Waiting in top lane. Looking for game. Orin goes for it. Oh, he misses!
Misses. Both seem to miss, but both the AJ flashes in, but
very awkward. They both dashed in at the same time, and so Orin just ended up on the opposite side where Shen couldn't continue to apply damage. But one thing is noted is, even though the first blood went to aggressive enchanters, with the return kill, Mundolicious is actually up 200 gold, and that's just through CS lead. You've got, almost a 10 CS lead in mid. You've got a very small CS lead in ADC, and Misfortune did get TP in the bot lane. 4-man bot lane.
4-man TP. Here it is. Warwick's in a no flash W, so it looks like just a TP from the Malzahar.
I'm a little unsure if that was a good call, because, Poppy's not in a position to try to flash stun. They're trying to clear out a wave. Malzahar doesn't have ult. Oh, they catch the Jinx?
Leona gets catched by the Daybreak. Heroic's charge stuns up the Leona. Malzahar's still trying to focus down the Misfortune, though. I feel like that might have been better if they focused down Cowbell instead, then go on Polina. But Veigar comes back in with the case to kind of work.
Mumu misses.
Mumu comes in with the blast cone though, but misses his stun.
Bandit tosses off. Event Horizon's down.
Screams at the Veigar. He is in a little bit of danger, but I think he can just waddle himself out of the way. Yes, he can with a little bit of a flash, a little bit of a Q. But they might be able to secure this dragon right here.
So both mid laners have burned their TP. Both have burned their flash. Neither. Veigar is 6 now, but he's not going to contest with his level advantage. Instead, he's choosing to continue to build that CS advantage. Probably get more last hits with the Q.
Leona jumps in though.
This could be really.
The beautiful gets stunned and they secure the drag. AJ comes in, just walks by, secures the drag, gets Shen to just live enough to smite him down. And that was a beautiful play. I thought Cowbell was being a little too aggressive, but he got backed up by his team. I love that.
I thought Leona was toast as well, but the 3-man cage catching people on different sides, I feel like Mundolicious next time need to respect more the presence of a Veigar cage being thrown from the bush or over the wall. And now there's almost double the CS on Veigar than there is on Malzahar, because Malz chose to stay and secure drag, and he is still not even 6. There's a 2-level advantage on Veigar. How many stacks has Veigar built? He's got 57 ability power. This Veigar is really threatening. He's got 1,100 gold, so he could either get his Sorcerer's Shoes. If he's willing to stick around for a bit, he could probably try to get Luden back. I think this speed.
Actually,
Mumu is pinging Rift Herald spawn. Mundolicious.
I think we have our teams a little mixed up here. Mundolicious is actually on red side again.
Yeah, they're on red side, yeah. Okay. Wait, are they on red side again?
They're on red side again, yeah.
Oh, they were supposed to swap. Oh well.
Swap, but they stayed on red side. So I was a little confused when you said Mundolicious needs to respect the hierarchy. I was like your eyes is on Mundolicious. So it looks like
aggressive enchanters is just feeling blue.
They are feeling blue.
Let's see, itemization. We've got a lost chapter.
This Q on the minion.
Good slow.
Looks like they're
Oh,
turning
there's
down the ultimate right there. Leona gets through, waits for the steadfast presence to go down as they secure the kill onto Autumn Gamer. And Greedy is just trying to apply enough pressure, but does get hit by a double tap.
Misfortune's now 3-1, working on what is probably an Essence Reaver. So this will be a crit fortune.
She has tons of gold right now.
This game phase is definitely in the favor of Mundolicious. Their lanes are winning. They've got CS leads, except in top, where Shen still has 2 assists, and their hyper carry in the Veigar's head.
AJ's in a really great spot right here, and so is Cowbell, just positioning himself just to get
Lose
up
it?
there.
Yeah, oh, he's done.
Stun Nugget gets hit by the Q from Yara, sends to get stunned into the wall.
He doesn't have enough mana.
He doesn't have enough mana, but Ignite goes down on the Leona. Or
And
this
again,
second ult and gets knocked up, but still burns the flash to try to get away, but not enough.
Ooh,
Double
that
up
was a
is
250
so hard. Double up, man, it's such a good spell sometimes when it works. And it almost worked again there. The range on it is like so misleading.
Veigar full backs for Lunzek. He couldn't have gotten boots because he went the, I believe Freak calls it the free ass boots.
Free ass boots.
Yes.
They are free, I will say that.
So they're going for an early Rift Herald. They did get the first Rift Herald last game. They definitely seem to. Once Dragon's down, they'd like go for it. Alright, we got a Warwick gank.
Stopped by the Leona. Leona.
Oh, but he is so low.
Oh, but he just gets ultimate. Oh, the ultimate gets stopped somehow. But still double up, finishes off Greedy. Polina secures the kill on Autumn as well, and it looks like all the kills, all 3, came onto Polina. Polina really showing up, but Cowbell, I feel like the Leona on Cowbell really makes him feel really comfortable on an engaged support.
And having
the Karma.
Having an engaged support and then an ADC that's strong enough to back that up is really huge. And like this goes
teleport into the taunt, man. Like immediately just timed it so perfect. It was like bam, boom.
And that's the problem with being a tank versus Ornn, is that unless you have really good vision of him at all times, he's gonna ult and you're not gonna be able to answer unless you can like really hard push the lane.
Ooh, nice.
And the issue is Ornn doesn't have the Bambi Cinder, so he doesn't have the wave clear to just try to shove it out, and the other lanes can't go aggressive because Ashenel's just out of it. But it is on cooldown for what looks like, how long? 2 more minutes. So they've got a 2-minute window. Dragon is up, and Shen's TP is down.
Have the TP advantage.
So they can try to force a
Yara is almost killing Stun Nugget here. Stun Nugget might not be able to be there.
I think
the dragon fight.
This Mal's
Warwick coming in, Lightning 13Z trying to scream at Hiaris to do some kind of damage, but
he doesn't have the mana.
Baby cage. But AJ coming back in with the flank! Lands the Bandit Stars onto Lightning 13Z! Gets a triple snare with his ultimate! The Meteor comes crashing down the Warwick! Baby cage the Poppy! Stun him again! But the
okay, they should get the Veigar here.
Oh, they secure it, and Poppy knocks out.
Does he give him the bop? He gives him the bop.
Oh, and Cowbell securing the kill back onto Autumn Gamer. Oh, the flash! No.
But they're dropping the Rift Herald, and this time, I think AJ learned his lesson. He's going to stay around and get that gold this time. No, he's not. AJ, there's money. You're leaving it on the table.
Oh, he did.
Alright, he gives it to Misfortune.
He gave it to Misfortune. He's like, I'm gonna give the gold as much as I can.
Alright.
That was beautiful play by AJ coming from the flank and having the curse of the sad mummy on 3 individuals right there. But the Autumn Gamer choosing to shoot AJ out so that they can secure the kill on Hiaris, who had the huge shutdown goal, I think. I think I had shutdown a bounty of like 300, I assume. Let me see.
The shutdown on Veigar is pretty big. So that's interesting. He went... Is he going double lost chapter items? Because he's already got looted. But you'd usually go the Frost...
I think he's still going for a Frost with
Mm,
Abyssal. Not Abyssal with Brooding.
he'll lose some of the CDR, but
I think you lose 10, right?
yeah, you lose.
But if he runs that item, then he has 10 already built in, so he'll have 30. I mean 40% CDR no matter what.
Warwick is just not as tanky as he was at this point last game because he was sitting on so much money in the early game from early kills, and this time he's not, so he doesn't have the tanky. He just
Moo is also 1,000 gold up. And it looks like they're gonna push in here. They saw AJ over the ward though, so I don't know if they're gonna go for it. But they're still confused on where his current position is.
I think they need to give it. Yeah, I think Autumn Gamer doesn't want to give it
He's
up.
sitting right there in the fog of war, where the ward can't see him. So they were a little confused on where he was. That's why Greedy put those traps in that bush.
And that's one of those lessons that's like, it's really hard, but you've got to learn sometimes when to give up an objective. Particularly towers. Like laners really like to hold on their towers. I will TP to try to save a dying tower. I will not pretend that I won't. But sometimes you got to look at the math and be like, look, we can leave and give them the tower, or they can stay.
Vanish Hearts lands, but Presence stops him from coming, but Misfortune ult still goes down.
He had some decent poke, but they've got enough sustain.
That bullet time is gonna be really scary later in the game, though. 7-1 Misfortune with a 700 bounty.
Oh,
Vigar lands again, but
big ult.
lands the stat cross on top of them. Leona solar flare, but gets tossed out. With the blast code. Oh my God! What is this game? This was
that's.
Leona. Oh, lands both kills on the horn.
This is just carnage.
But, oh my God. That was amazing! They got popped over by Autumn Gamer, but the blast cone pops them back over. The use of blast cone in these past 2 games have been fantastic.
There were a lot of like really good little plays there. You know, Poppy correctly realizes I need to ult them out because otherwise, we have another double disconnect. Well, that'll give me time to yak.
I feel like they're in the same house with the same router.
They must. Yeah, their net's active. Yeah. They must be on the.
But oh my God, I feel like because last game it was also Mundolicious with the blast cone plays from here.
Oh yeah, from the Orianna.
Over. Yeah, and now it's Cowbell with the instant reaction to hit the Cowbell once they jumped over. Like the awareness to have that is amazing.
Oh yeah, they hit the. Poppy correctly sees. Okay, Mumu's ulted in, but a Mumu ult doesn't prevent you from using spell. I need to get both of these tanks off of my Jinx because they have enough base to kill her. Channels the ult, hits both of them. Leona then immediately sees they're going to land on a blast cone, immediately jumps back over.
With both of them, with both
of them.
Amazing.
Warwick and I think Ornn may have TP'd in, but Warwick sees that they're both there, hits them with the ult. Because Misfortune, then Shen comes in. They both go down, I think, to the Ornn combo into the charge.
Yeah.
But then at that point, I think Malzahar dies to Misfortune. He ults Misfortune, but he's too low and she finishes. And then Veigar's walking in from red buff, and Ornn's basically caught off, surrounded, and has to bail out because all of his damage dealers are down. This is, I think, the Amu's playing very well, but the 2 carries on Mundolicious are having. This game is phenomenal for both of them. Veigar is ahead on a champion who is often behind and wants to scale. Misfortune is using her early strength and combo with Leona extremely effectively, and she's building crit, which offers better scaling, so kind of max. And Jinx doesn't even have her Infinity Edge yet. She's at half Misfortune CS. So the question is, how do they get back into this? And I feel like it's going to come from the Ornn. Not so much because of Ornn's damage or his teamfight potential, both of those are good, but because of the Ornn. If they can get far enough into the game that Ornn is giving out the upgrades, that free gold in stats will help them counterbalance the 10,000 gold lead they're at, and eventually they'll catch up. Veigar will hyperscale, but Jinx will eventually. So they need to draw it out long enough that Jinx gets her items, but not so long that Veigar just presses R on Jinx.
That's a tight rope.
That's a very tight rope.
That's a very tight rope, considering how Veigar already has 4 kills. I can't see the gold, can I? Oh, I can see the gold. He is up 2,000 gold on Malzahar, has 6,500 already total, and he has 2 complete items. So he might be working on a third already, where Malzahar is just working on his first before he
with
buys
1650 in the bank, he probably can. He can probably complete his Frost Cannon, his GLP 1080, I think it's called. He can almost certainly complete that on his next pack. Maybe if he sticks around a bit, he could get boots as well.
And there's so much catch potential on Mundolicious.
Oh, yeah.
If they start with the Hex Tech, slows him down, gets an easier Banish Toss from AJ, easier Senate Blade from Cowbell. All these CCs from these teams, and once they initiate, the Stand United from Shen gives them the beefier shields, and they can just run a mill on them. Trying to grind them a mill. Yeah. I love old school RuneScape.
I remember RuneScape.
Is the game.
I played on free accounts. I didn't want to play. Remember Adventure Quest?
Oh, I tried to look that up back on Steam, and I was like, oh, and then I read the reviews like this game is really grindy. I'm like, oh, that is Adventure Quest.
I remember that. It's still online. It's still up and available. I was like, wow, that is a throwback. All right, let's see. Orin's gonna need some armor real fast. Warwick, it looks like he's finishing his Titanic. We've got a Frozen Heart coming out on a Mumu, which I think is a very good play because Warwick and Jinx are both very attack speed dependent. He could probably go maybe Abyssal Mask, support the Veigar, or even a Thornmail, because Thornmail and
next year.
Alright, looks like we're ready. Check it.
Let's get this game going. This explosive game. I want to say
people are about to explode to this Veigar. I tell you what.
I hope I see this Blast Cone in the highlight reel because this Blast Cone plays are hype.
Oh yeah, that was a really good. The one weakness I do see perhaps on Mundolicious is the Shen. He's probably sitting. Let's see how much goes. Oh, he's sitting on 2,300. But Shen doesn't really have a lot of true tank yet. He
just bought his boots. He didn't have boots the whole time until 16 minutes. 16 minutes in, he finally buys boots.
He's got a little bit of armor.
The whole game.
He's got some armor. I'm walking around barefoot. He's got Titanic, so he's got some health. He's got a little bit of armor. But really, Shen has been relying on the fact that he's coming into these fights secondary. He's letting the Leona, he's letting the Amumu initiate, and then he ults in. So he's not really taking the damage. But if he's gonna try to frontline, he doesn't quite have the damage for it yet. Interesting. Misfortune bought Infinity Edge, undid the purchase, and bought Quicksilver Sack.
Just for
Malzahar.
Yes. I mean, he's ahead.
Yeah, and he's basically...
It's free.
I saw an interesting a theory. Like, the classic formulation is when you're behind...
Oh, right here, starts the fight off. Beautifully steadfast, saves them, but the Veigar Cage really cages them in there.
Even with all the MR Ornn has, he's just going to explode to this Veigar. He's a fed. Posturing around the tower. Doesn't look like any of them have demolished. Forces the W out. Warwick's trying to get a fear.
Oh! Hurt though, and killed immediately.
How did Leona get back?
CC from Mundolicious.
Oh!
I think the interaction between that is that it kind of works like
he E'd right as he got hit.
Yeah, and then
it pulled him back. Yeah.
It's like Warwick Q a little bit. You know, get back, it still throws you back in there. It's a weird interaction. You have to time it right, and Cowbell was successful in landing that.
Something a voice line I've only heard once is Poppy actually has a voice line if she ults Echo, and then Echo ults back and hits. She's like, weren't you just here?
And That's what Cowbell did just to her. And she's like, oh no.
Orange correctly guessed that they're going for Riptail, but I don't know if he really has a window to try to stop this. He's got a Malzahar who's not dealing as much damage to the Vagar, and himself with no arm. Oh, don't take it! Alright, he gets away with it. You get away with this. Infernal Dragon coming up. But there's still a little, almost 11,000 gold lead on the side of Mundolicious. So Vagar's backing, but he does have his talent. Can they try to burn it real fast? They're gonna try.
Wards here.
Mundolicious isn't in position. They may be able to pick this off quickly. Vagar's teleporting in.
Cowbells comes in. Vagar teleports in with the ghost, but they secure it. The fight happens. Poppy is just distracting them. Warwick lands his ultimate on a Mumu. CC chain on the Leona, knocks him up. But Warwick still goes down to Hiaris. Ornn's gonna follow suit with Polina, and also Autumn Gamer follows as well.
The tanks just aren't tanky enough, and Jinx is so zoned out, and she's still working.
And Stud Nugget just teleports himself out of there, I think. His teleport is on a cooldown right now.
Oh, I wonder where he went. Alright.
Top lane, just to save that turret, just a little bit.
That's like... I feel like Stud Nugget's got the spirit of a top laner, where like you see the enemy team pushing him in, and you're like, yeah, but I want to save my top turret. Like you look and you're like, I can't save that mid. I'm gonna go get top turret. Warwick's going in, he's taunted. Ooh.
Taunts down, but he immediately goes down again. Bullet time lands on a nice angle before Ornn
Big Ornn knock up.
Ornn knocks 3 up, but looks like Leona still learns with the heal from Polina. And Jinx goes down from Shen as he hunts him down. Stevo finally getting 2 kills on the board with his 18 assists. Really,
are they going to try to go for next? They're going to go for next.
They might end the game right here. Warwick comes back up in 5, but Autumn Gamer as well. But what are they really going to do?
There's a huge wave crashing bot. They may be able to back up and try to clear it. Oh, I think they're going. Yeah, they're going for the end.
Yeah, Vigar just came back up. Hiaris just bursted Warwick down before he can do anything. It's just like, alright, see you later, guys. As they stun him up.
That is that.
In the Nexus.
20 minutes and 50 seconds. Mundolicious takes game 2.
Fastest game so far in the start of the season.
Well, it's the fastest game I've cast so far. It's a new record. Let's see some
record for this season.
Let's see some graphs. 15,000 damage out of the Misfortune. I feel like that was really all of the lane matchups worked out how they're expected to or better. Like Shen and Ornn are going to go even. Neither's really going to win or lose, which is exactly what happens. Misfortune Leona has the kill pressure on the Jinx and Poppy, which they use effectively. And then you don't expect Hiaris to get ahead, but that tremendous roam down to bot using his experience advantage and his level advantage to secure that dragon fight just means that he snowballs out of control and Malzahar isn't going to be able to catch up in terms of effect.
I feel like the team comp of Leona, Amumu, and Vigar together provides so much pressure.
Oh, yeah.
Because even with Steadfast Presence to block the 2 dashes from Amumu, Leona, if you're stuck in Vigar cage, you have nowhere to go still. And it's what do you do?
I think what I might have liked to see here instead is, and this is something I think maybe, let me look at it. Okay, Aggressive Enchanters picked Xayah early in the first game. It went pretty well. And then they picked ADC late, and they got... I think, like, Poppy Caitlyn would have been a much better lane here, but they waited until the second rotation to get their ADC.
Where Caitlyn got banned.
So what I think I would have done is the Ornn and the Warwick... I mean, Warwick had a rough game 2, but he did really well game 1, so it makes sense to run it back.
Yeah.
I think I would have picked the Caitlyn in round 1 because you've already seen Xayah get banned. They've picked your Misfortune and Leona. You need something safe. And grabbing the Caitlyn there instead of the Malzahar. And because Fizz wasn't banned. And so I think Stud Nugget probably had enough options that they could have let his mid go to round 2. And then potentially given him the counter pick option.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of first picking the Malzahar. Because you already see Leona is there. If Leona jumps on you as Malzahar, you can't really run away from
Did
Leona.
Malzahar was banned in game 1, but Mundolicious banned it in round 2.
Yeah.
And they didn't ban Fizz, so unless they want to, and I think they must have had to drop a ban from round 2 for some reason. So you know that once they don't ban the Fizz early, you're getting either Fizz or Malzahar. So I think that's what I could do is look to maybe get your ADC early if you realize that your champion pool is getting pinched. And having those picks on your team where like both you and the other player in your role play the same character and being able to grab that away from them, as it was essentially both a pick and a ban, can be really powerful. And I think Mundolicious used it really effectively.
Mundolicious used it pretty well. I'm just so happy with how Mundolicious played out these games. With the Blast Cone plays, the way that they fought as a team together, the cohesion is really there. I feel like the communication is also really there, especially in game 2 when it looked like Cowbell was gonna throw his life away just to get the drag, and I was like, wait, what's happening? AJ's half health, but he still follows up Cowbell, and then Hiara just comes down. I was like, yo, I got you guys. 3-man stun with the cage, like
they were looking too much at drag, and Mundolicious was looking at the broader picture of we have an advantage in the fight. Yeah, are we going to be able to get an interview with one of the team potentially? Awesome. All right.
All right, we're going to move up to the post game. We're going to get quickly.
All righty.
Let's see who's the lucky player to be interviewed. I just feel like I need to go watch back those blast cones.
Cool.
All right, who do we got? All right, we got AJ. So, first question: who's the MVP of the series, and why is it the Blast?
Wait, what?
One thing we noticed on the stream was a number of very good Blast Cone plays. In game 1, Orianna saved herself around Baron,
Yeah.
And then the double Amumu Leona Blast Cone over the Krug wall.
Yep, we did a lot of blast coning.
So memes aside, what was your thought process going into game 2? Because game 1 was a strong early lead for aggressive Enchanters, but you guys turned it around with good team fighting. And then in game 2, the team fights went all of your way. So had you planned this changes? Were you deciding, okay, we want to run the Leona Misfortune to get that stronger early lead? What led you to transition what you were doing in the bot lane in particular to this more aggressive lane?
So we were trying a new thing with the first comp. We haven't run the Malphite Ori ever, and it was just kind of trying something new. I played a decent amount of Malphite, and he's played a decent amount of Ori, so we seemed to go for that. And it was kind of rough early, but all of our champions outscaled, so we just outscaled and won. And then the second game, I play a lot of Amumu, and you put a Vega on a team, it's kind of GG.
Yeah, the Amumu ults were really good, routinely getting 3, sometimes 4 people.
Yeah, and then our bot lane switched up because the Rakan was really annoying, and once we got the Rakan out of there, then they could really do whatever they want to do.
True. So, in these team fights, who really is the shot caller on your team?
It's a combination of me and Hiyars together.
And how do you feel about Cowbell subbing in for your actual support? I feel like Cowbell contributed a lot in game 2 and did really well in Karma in game 1.
Yeah, he kind of ended at the beginning of game 1, but he didn't see that he missed a minion XP, so.
And got to level 2.
Yeah, he missed level 2 by 1 minion, and he thought he wasn't, so he was trying to go for it, but
that's the worst feeling.
So
That is
that
the
was
worst
received,
feeling.
and then that kind of snowballed them a little bit, but then we came back. Especially grabbing those 2 dragons early was really good, and he was really good with like warding around drag and communicating what bot lane was doing.
So how did Steve-O choose to switch from the Kled to the Shen? Because he seemed to do well in lane on the Kled. There were a number of good Kled ults. Is Shen just a more comfortable champion for him? Did you want the ability to ult join other fights? Because he had a lot of really good saves and re-engages after fights were already on.
Yeah, he's definitely more comfortable on Shen. It was kind of a stretch to get him to play Kled.
Okay.
Lucky that he was pretty good at it. We haven't played too much as a team, so it was kind of hard to decide. So we're kind of just trying something new too. Beginning of the season, might as well try something new.
I don't play Shen, but he always seems pretty relaxing. You just kind of hit minions, taunt people, and then occasionally ult to fights. You're kind of like the uncle that only comes around like at Christmas, and then you give gifts away.
Yeah, my opinion of Shen is he's stupid and he does way too much damage for a tank. But
all right, yeah, someone else gets it. All right, I like this guy.
Unless you play a Mimo, who's literally a god. So
you did go Frozen Heart as your second item. Is there any reason why? Because you just really wanted to shut down the Jinx and the Warwick, but the other 2 members don't really have that much attack speed.
I don't think too much about itemization. I just go with it.
I'm sure the mana feels good on him. I know he's very mana hungry.
Mana and the cooldown 20%.
Yeah.
So the question is Tyre's going to stay your mid laner and you sub Cigar Smoker to support. Is his position in mid threatened by her form?
Do what? No, so I'm pretty sure Hoyaris would typically play support. He just switched up because we didn't want to. We'd rather have a support sub than a mid sub because we don't want to rely on our support or our sub too much.
Yeah, it works. And it clearly worked out for you guys.
Yeah. Even though we obviously relied a lot on our sub, but that's beside the point.
Well, I'm interested to see Hyori's shot calling support position because I'm sure that being one of the 2 shot calls in the team from mid is a very different experience than being on support.
Yeah, I've never played mid. I just know juggling shot calling is pretty simple because you pretty much know where everybody is all the time.
Take the dragons when they're up. Go top when they're not up. Take the Rift Herald.
And that's
Yeah,
it.
we had a lot of chatter about Warwick trying to solo drag, but he never tried to, as far as we could tell. Like, we would go check on it like 10, 15 seconds after response to make sure it's still there. But they did a good job. They always kept the pink in the back of the dragon pit. But, yeah, I was kind of expecting to just catch Warwick out trying to solo drag a couple times, but I never did.
Yeah, I don't think at any point he tried to. Even in the first game where he was pretty strong early, I don't think he made that attempt. But I also think, you guys showed a lot of good attention to drag because teams are realizing how important drag is. And so you don't have the windows of darkness to solo drag that you had previously.
Yeah. Honestly, the thing is Warwick's not that good in competitive play. Just because all he has is tankiness, really. He doesn't have a whole lot of CC. He has one button.
Really relies on people being low and hanging around lane so that he can.
Yeah, and also people not knowing how to play against Warwick. That's why he's so good in low elo and not that good in high elo.
He did have some successful ganks, but he did fell off pretty hard on game 2 when you guys were just winning the game away.
And trying to be the initiator into Veigar, Leona, Shen is not.
Yep, that's what I don't want every time I play Warwick, so that's why I don't play Warwick.
Knows from experience what happens when you run into the team when you're behind.
Yeah, but you get to do the thriller dance, so is it really worth the cost of not playing Warwick?
It's worth at least 300 LP, I'd say.
Every time you do the dance, even on Warwick, Ride just deducts 5 LP from you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 4 times per game, every time.
Alright, well, congratulations on your 2-0. Great way to start off the season. Do you have any more questions, Honey?
I do not have any more questions. Do you have any comments you want to say on stream, AJ?
Any shout-outs?
We had ADC. He was pretty new. He did pretty well. A lot better than I was expecting, TBH. He's at least
Yeah,
on jungle main, so you never really know how that's going to turn out.
Oh wow, really? Polina's
Yeah.
was a jungle main and put on KD carry?
Well, the problem is he's at least in one trick, so
Okay.
that's just an insta ban, and he does have to. But yeah, he's been practicing a lot of AC lately, and he did a really good job.
Yeah,
he
I
did a
think
good
he
job.
he had a very strong showing both games. All right, I think with that we'll let you go.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you in future games.
Yes, sir.
And I think that is it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're closing the game around 11 o'clock, almost 11 o'clock Eastern time. 7
We
o'clock
have
Pacific time.
2 matches tomorrow, I believe. Let me check. We have at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, the Misclicks versus Star Esports United Club, which is Noxian. And I think that might be the first Noxian game. And then at 10:30, we have Dead Allegiance versus the Washed Up One Tricks in Ionian Division. And we also have Broken R Button versus Blood Oath, another Noxian. Tomorrow is a triple header, but I believe 2 of the games.
So if we do have any casters out there in the chat, there's still 2 casting positions open for the 8:30 one. I don't know if I can make it, but if I can make it, I'll be on there for stream if it is being casted. But it looks like me and Phoenix are there again tomorrow night at 10:30 to cast 2 games from Dead Allegiance and Washed Up One Tricks in the Ionia division. I think that's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. So we'll see all you beautiful people in Twitch land out there tomorrow. You know how you're beautiful? Because you watch our stream.
Have a good night, everyone.